Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Okay, so today we're answering questions, and today's question is, how do I stop from stepping in the bucket or stepping out? And it's a common move that we see, especially with young players, but really it can be players of all ages. And we're going to use this little yard marker here in a second. But I think when it comes to stepping out or stepping in the bucket, and let me demonstrate it real quick. You've probably all seen it. Hitter gets ready, and their first move is going to be to step this way or step open, right? And the second I do this, now I've lost plate coverage. You see a lot of step out here and then bail and reach, right? And so I'm not able to stay on the ball. I can't really drive anything, especially the opposite field. I roll over a lot, and I have no plate coverage. I can't drive anything on the outside part of the plate. And so how do we go about fixing that? I think the first thing to look at, if you have a player that is consistently stepping out, first thing is look at their posture. And so when it comes to posture, and what I mean by posture is just the angle of the hitter's spine, right? So if you think of the hitter's spine, right, this would be straight up and down. This would be, let's say, about 45 degrees. Right, so this would be chest over, butt out. We talk a lot about being in proper posture, getting our butt back behind our heels, right? So I don't want my butt underneath me here. I want my butt out. My hips should feel like they're hinging back. So that's why we say, again, butt behind our heels. Our heels should not be underneath our butt. As our butt comes this way, our chest comes up, our spine gets very vertical like this, straight up and down. As we get our hips to hinge back, but behind our heels, now our chest automatically comes over the plate, and now you see instead of 0 degrees, it's starting to get over this way more. When I look at most really good hitters, I would say most hitters are somewhere around 30, 35 degrees or so over the plate right here. Okay, so that's the first thing, and it's really important. Look at the posture of the hitter. If the hitter is too straight up and down, I've noticed working with tons of young players, and again, older players, all ages, but really happens a lot with young players. If they're very tall, they'll have a tendency to want to go this way. They kind of get back on their heels and they want to step out. And so I've had players where I simply just work on their posture. All of a sudden, I push their butt back behind their heels, I get their chest over, and now they take their stride, and instead of striding out here, they all of a sudden start striding straight. When I think about strides, straight I think is a good starting point for most players. Now, you're going to have some players, and there's been plenty of successful players, that some will stride slightly in. Some might stride slightly open. But I would be careful with players. In this video, obviously, we're talking about stepping in the bucket, right? So stepping too far open is a problem, but same thing with stepping too far in. So if you're working with a player, I would start off by just trying to get them to stride straight. If they're slightly in or slightly away, but they keep good posture, they should be fine. But we want to make sure that they're not stepping way too far open, because you can't do very much at all from this position, okay? So that's the first thing, posture. Now, one way that we can work on posture, and one way that I explain it to hitters also, is that if I'm set up and I've got a wall behind me, right? So hopefully I'll move down here a little bit. I think you guys can see. Let's say I've got a net or a wall behind me right here. Well, I'll set the hitter up a few inches, especially if they're a real tall vertical hitter, right? I'll set them up off of the wall, and then I'll tell them when they load, when they get ready to hit, they've got to put their butt on the wall or on the net, right? And so it works actually a little bit even better with a wall, because you can really feel yourself when you get your back pocket on the wall. You've pushed your butt out and got your chest over. With the net, you can feel it a little bit, but it's a little bit harder to feel, right? And so I need to get my butt on the wall, and I need to stay there as I stride forward. Really, really important. Also, when it comes to posture, every hitter is different as far as stance, right? I say that stance is personal preference unless it doesn't allow you to get into a really good hitting position, which would be getting in good posture. And so you might see, like you put on TV and you're going to see hitters do all different things in their stances. A lot of hitters will stay kind of upright in their stance. But when they get loaded and ready to hit, you're going to see butt gets back behind the heels, chest get over. So I'm not saying that every hitter that you have to start them here, right? But the key is that they get there. And if they can't get there, well, then we want to make their stance a little bit closer to the position that we want to get them to when their front foot's about to hit the ground and they're about to hit, right? So if you've got a hitter that stands like this and they stay like this the whole time, and you tell them, okay, let's work on getting here in your load, and they just can't figure it out, well, then I would start to make my stance a little bit closer to that position that I ultimately want to get to when my front foot lands. So hopefully that makes sense. Now, other than that, some real simple, easy things to do is to just do some dry load and strides on a line or using this stick. We use these little yard markers right here. I don't even know what they're called, but I'm in Massachusetts and we put these in our yard so that snowplow doesn't tear our grass apart. They know where the driveway is. So let's say you've got a line somewhere, and you can just put a piece of tape down, or if you have a line somewhere, you just put the hitter on the line. Let's just imagine that this is the line for right now, so I don't have to move my camera. I don't know if you can see that line behind the plate. Let's just say that that's a line on the ground or a piece of tape. And we're just going to set the hitter up on the line. We're going to have them get into good posture, and we're going to have them stride and feel like they land on the line. And they don't even have to swing. In 2008, I struggled big time with actually the opposite of this. I started to dive in. And I tried a lot of things, and it was difficult for me to make the change. And so what did I do? I was actually in this exact building 14 years ago. I was on a line, and I was going through my load and my stride, and I'd look down and make sure that I took a straight stride. And I did that over and over and over and over again until that's the only way I knew how to stride. And that's what it takes. If you're a hitter that has done this for 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 swings, it's going to take some work of being literally on a line, getting a good posture, striding and stopping, for your body to finally realize that that's the only way it knows how to move. You have to do it so many times that that's the only way your body knows. And like I said, if you've done this, well, your body knows this. So you try to tell it, yeah, let's stride straight, body, yeah, stride straight. Okay, you might be telling your body that. You practice it a few times, oh, I think I got it. You go into a game, guaranteed, when there's some pressure added, and now you're competing against a pitcher trying to get you out, your body is going to go back to what it's programmed to do. So the only way to break that habit is you better get a lot of reps in. A lot of reps until that is the only way your body knows how to stride. Okay, so you can do it on the line. We'll also use the yard marker. I'll get the hitter in there, and now we'll actually flip to the hitter. Maybe it's soft toss, maybe it's front toss, and we'll put this marker right behind the hitter's heels. It could be T-work, right? We'll put it right behind their heels. And so now they have to make sure that they get in good posture, they stride, and they don't step on the stick or behind the stick. And the great thing about these sticks is that you can step on it. So you could step on it and swing, and you're not going to roll an ankle, you're not going to hurt yourself, right? But it gives you feedback. So you felt that. As a coach, you can see that and say, no, that was open. Let's get in better posture. Let's work on striding straight. Let's get back on the line again and go through some more reps, right? So that's really good. And again, I know this video isn't for striding in, but if you have a hitter that's striding in too much, you do the same thing. Just put it in front of them. Make sure that they're not diving on the stick that way either. All right, so really, really simple stuff. But posture is huge, and then it's about reps. It's about building in a new motor, a movement pattern, where that's the only way I know how to do it. I have to do it so many times that my body literally forgets how I used to do it and only knows this new way. So hopefully that helps you out. Let me know if you have any more questions in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. We'll talk to you later. If you've enjoyed this video and want to learn more about building the elite swing, check out our new course. We have over 2 hours of content, almost 30 hitting drills. We break down the exact mechanics that you're going to want to implement into your swing. I've put the link in the description if you want to go check it out.